Good evening. Thank you for joining us for our regularly scheduled council meeting. It's Tuesday, May 12th at 7 p.m. Ms. Clark, if you'll call the roll, please.
Charlie Davidson,
Here.
John Wells,
Here.
Linda Westhafer, Charles Swanky,
Here.
Terry Osborne,
Here.
Troy Hill,
Here.
Brandy Bailey,
Here.
Jim Schrader. Mr. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much, and I'll say in advance, Linda indicated that she had a conflict with her schedule with her work, and Jim was at our workshop just a little bit ago and had something pop up in his family, so he had to leave. So we will proceed with the six of us. Councilman Davison will lead our invocation, and I will lead the pledge, if you'll please stand.
Bow your heads with me. Father God, just thank you for to this day, and Lord, just everything that you give to us and you provide to us. Lord, pray that you give us wisdom and guidance as a council and the mayor as we seek to just lead this city and guide this city. Lord, we continue to pray for our department directors, our workers, Lord, that they continue to help this city to just progress and be a city on a hill, a light, Lord, a light that can just shine on the way that we do things and we do things right. And Lord, we just thank you for everything you give to us and you provide for us. Pray that you continue to bless this city and this council and these leaders. In Jesus' precious and holy name I pray, amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right, we'll start out with approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion? Charlie.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
All right. Brandy.
Second.
Okay. Motion to approve the agenda by Charlie, seconded by Brandy. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Sean?
Sir, we had talked about adding the interlocal with Sedgwick County
On,
their participation of $50,000 towards the 85th Street roundabout.
consent agenda?
On the consent agenda, yes, sir. It's just a regular, standard, straightforward interlocal agreement where they are agreeing to pay $50,000 towards the 85th and Broadway roundabout project.
Do we have a printout of that by chance, or no?
We can get one, sir.
That's okay. We just approved the agenda though, so I guess I would entertain a motion to amend the agenda to add that item. Charlie?
Make a motion to amend the agenda to add $50,000 by Sedgwick County to the roundabout at, what'd you say?
85th and Broadway.
and Broadway.
Okay, Terry.
Second.
Okay. All right, motion to amend the agenda to add the 85th and Broadway project, the partnership with Sedgwick County for $50,000. That was motion by Charlie, seconded by Terry. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Same sign. Motion passes 6-0. Are we good now, Sean?
Yes, sir.
Did we have
Thank
anybody
you.
signed up? Excellent, thank you. Okay, next we have, thank you so much. Next we have proclamations. Good evening, Dana, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Yes, we do have a couple of proclamations this evening. The first is National Police Week and National Peace Officers Memorial Day. Whereas the Congress and the President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week, and whereas the members of the Park City Police Department play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of our community members, and whereas it is important that all members of our community know and understand the duties, responsibilities, sacrifices, and hazards facing their law enforcement officers, and that members of our law enforcement agency recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression. And whereas Park City police officers are committed to the highest professional standards and working in partnership with our community to meet the challenges of reducing crime, creating a safe and welcoming environment, and improving our quality of life for our community and those who visit. And whereas the City of Park City is proud of our police officers and wishes to recognize their commitment to the public safety profession. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the City of Park City hereby recognizes the week of May 11th, 2026 through May 16th, 2026 as Police Week and calls upon all community members, civic and educational organizations to join in commemorating law enforcement officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to their responsibilities have rendered dedicated service to their communities. And be it further proclaimed that the City of Park City hereby recognizes May 15th, 2026 as Peace Officers Memorial Day. And we call upon the community of Park City to observe this day in honor of those law enforcement officers who, through their courageous deeds, have made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their community or have become disabled in the performance of their duty. And let us recognize and pay respect to the survivors of the fallen. The next is National Public Works Week, and the theme this year is Rooted in Service, Powered by Community. Whereas public work professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the City of Park City. And whereas these infrastructure facilities and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities that are essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the City of Park City to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2026 marks the 66th annual National Public Works Week, which is sponsored by the American Public Works Association. Now, therefore, we have proclaimed that the mayor and the council of the City of Park City do hereby designate the week of May 17th through the 23rd of 2026 as the National Public Works Week. We urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies that are designated to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing quality of life for all. This evening, we would like to recognize one of our own public works professionals. This is in memory of Mr. Rick Norman. And I will,
Go ahead.
sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional about this, but tonight, we would like to recognize Rick Norman as he has just recently passed away. Rick was our longest serving employee for the City of Park City. He served 33 years of service. He was a very dedicated employee. He was liked by all, including the citizens of this community. He was one of the scrappers that we started with. He started his career with the city in 1985. He was hired to work in the park department. He worked his way up. His responsibilities increased as he was promoted to the positions of street superintendent, water superintendent, water super superintendent, utility supervisor, and finally to the position of the public works director, which is when he retired in 2018. His work has left a long-lasting impact on this community, and those of us who were fortunate enough to work and serve with him appreciate his service even more. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Dan.
Thank you.
And in recognition of both weeks, lights on the building, have they already been adjusted?
Not yet.
We're still red, white, and blue? Can we do maybe
Yes, sir.
half?
Still red, white, blue.
Can we maybe do half of it in blue and half of it in orange?
We can.
Make everybody happy. Okay? All right, thank you.
Certain Public Works has that for action.
Yes. Thank you. All right, nobody signed up for public forum tonight. Staff reports?
Yes, sir. Just a couple quick items tonight. Good evening, Mayor and Council. As we also heard earlier at the 6 o'clock meeting, there's a lot of work going on at our swimming pool, including the completion of the access road to get into the parking lot for the swimming pool. And as of right now, we are still on track, 13 days away, planning on opening up May 23rd. In other news, work started on our 85th Street water tower last week. They've completed the interior sandblasting portion, and then they'll start applying the final finish interior coat here soon. As far as roads, they mobilized this week for the full depth reclamation at Kerman and Frontenac, and once that is complete, they'll move on to Independence and Cloverdale. The fitness court is open for business currently. We are having a fitness court launch/ribbon cutting. It's scheduled for May 22nd at the fitness court. The address of that is 2225 East Beaumont Street in Park Center, and that will be at 10 o'clock on Thursday, the 22nd. We will have Friday the 22nd. We will have a fitness challenge/contest between Sedgwick County Fire Department and our very own Police Department, Public Works Department, and Admin. And yes, the trash talking is already full speed, and it should be a very good time. And then finally, I'd like to introduce our new Recreation Director, Michaela Valcor. Michaela most recently worked at Butler County Community College in the Athletic Director's Office and then as the Associate Athletic Director. She has a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's in health, human performance, and recreation. Obviously, her first and current focus is opening and operating the swimming pool, but she has a lot of great ideas and plans for building and expanding the recreational opportunities here in Park City. And oh, by the way, she is a Park City resident, so, Michaela?
Thank you, and hello again. Yeah, like Sean said, we are residents of Park City. We moved here about a year and a half ago, and my husband and I are growing our family. We have a 1-year-old, and that was part of the reason we moved to Park City, the growing community. It's been awesome to see all the upgrades coming to town, including the roundabout near our home. Very excited about that one. But no, I just want to thank you guys. Number one, for trusting in this new position that was created. I think the future, I believe and know that the future of the Recreation Department here in Park City is very, very bright. And I also thank you for trusting me with this role. So,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome. Awesome.
20 minutes.
time is 18.
All right, next we have a consent agenda to approve.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Brandy? All right. Motion by Terry, seconded by Brandy to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0. Next, we're on to new business. Discuss and consider approval of the 61st and Broadway roundabout improvements. Gina. Oh, I'm sorry.
Screen?
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is John Manning. I am the Public Works Supervisor for the city. Staff recommends approval of the proposed landscape improvements for the 61st Street and Broadway roundabout, including installation of decorative landscaping, limestone walls, planting beds, artificial turf border, irrigation modifications, and associated materials and labor. The proposed improvements support corridor beautification, potential for community branding with improvement of other roundabouts within the city, and long-term operational efficiency. The proposed project is estimated approximately $35,000, including site preparation and grading, limestone and hardscape installation, artificial turf installation, plant material and mulch, irrigation modifications and water service adjustments, and labor and equipment costs. Quotes to sod or artificial turf the entire landscape were previously acquired, and both quotes came in over $40,000. Staff is recommending to use the in-house design in the amount not to exceed $35,000 unbudgeted to be paid from the general fund. Eddie Pfluger with our Public Works Department is here to explain the design in detail, after which I stand for any questions you may have for us.
Great, thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Eddie Pfluger. I work as a Public Works Technician in the Streets and Parks Department. And prior to working here, I was a certified arborist and landscape crew lead for the city of Urbana in Illinois. Prior to that, I was a horticulturalist for the Champaign Park District. And in that time, I also volunteered as a master gardener. So through all those roles, I was given the opportunity to design, install, and maintain dozens of perennial beds and hundreds of annual flower beds. So the design we have for the roundabout here accomplishes a few things. It's low maintenance, and the plants chosen are drought tolerant. It will provide seasonal interest, varied textures, heights, and depths, and as a bit of an ode to where we live, it will have some native plants to Kansas. The design also draws on other recent projects in Park City, such as the Senior Center and Park Center, and also the median at 61st and 135. There's a practice we use in landscape called echoing, which is where you use some repetition in color, texture, heights, etc. And it provides a harmonious, cohesive design. It's more attractive to the eye, so I use that heavily by drawing on those projects recently in town. So we will be reusing the limestone block. There will be dark brown mulch, and then some of the plants are the same ones you'd see out here at our other sites, such as daylilies, salvia, and oak leaf hydrangea. Now, the hardscape design itself is essentially the arrow of a compass pointed at the center of Park City. And the reason behind that is that we're hoping this is a starting off point for the other roundabouts in town, to where they will all be oriented in that they're pointing at the center of Park City, and that all signs point to Park City.
Council have any questions? I like it. Charles?
I think this is a tremendous idea. I've driven through those roundabouts several different times to look at them and say, man, it'd be so good if we could do something like that, and we're doing it, so I'm there with it. If there's no other questions, I'll make a motion to move to approve the roundabout landscaping improvements at the 61st and Broadway in amount not to exceed $35,000 to be paid from the general fund.
Thank you. Terry?
Second for discussion here. I think it's amazing that we have in-house resources to, to tackle an effort like this. And this is, I don't know, it's just, I guess it's just a testament to our city, that we have the resources in-house to design and pull this off. It's great.
Thank you.
Second.
I agree. Thank you for your work on that. Anybody else? All right. We have a motion and a second by Charles and Terry. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. 6-0.
Thank you.
One, I just want to make sure the lighting will be next. Once this project gets done, we'll have overall street lights or something like that to enhance the lighting in that intersection. I think it was great that we're doing this first. That way none of this gets destroyed to put in lighting. But just to make sure that's in the plans.
Yeah, we have been working with Evergy in order to bring lighting into that roundabout area. They've had some changes in their pole types and materials, but we are working through getting trenching quotes in order to complete that, hopefully in conjunction with this landscape project.
Excellent. Great plan. Thank you so much. All right. I didn't say that, past 6-0. Next, on to item 2, consider ordinance permitting the sale and consumption of alcoholic liquor in drinking establishments for extended hours during the period in which the FIFA 2026 World Cup is conducted. Doug?
Mayor and council, the ordinance in front of you does just as the heading announces. It expands greatly the hours during which alcohol can be served in drinking establishments that are located in the city. This arises out of some legislation that the Kansas legislature passed in the last session in anticipation of the World Cup partially being conducted in Kansas City and overall being conducted in North America. The legislation that the state passed authorized this expanded sale of alcohol throughout any entities in the state that receive licenses from the state of Kansas. And the legislation also authorized cities to either adopt similar expansion or a more limited expansion, or to do nothing at all and to not permit this in the city. So what you have in front of you is somewhat narrower than what the legislature has adopted for the state of Kansas. It only permits this expansion of serving alcohol for drinking establishments located in the city. It would not change anything as far as the authorized hours on the books right now for retail liquor stores, private clubs, or any other businesses that are licensed in the city for the sale of alcohol or cereal malt beverage.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, that the ordinance says it, but the expansion is to allow the sale of alcohol from 6 o'clock in the 6 o'clock in the morning through 5 o'clock in the morning on the immediately following day. So 23 out of 24 hours every day from June 11th through June 19th, 2026, that any establishment is open, they could be selling alcoholic liquor.
Thank you. Council? Charles?
Okay, question. It's limited to drinking establishments only. Drinking establishments would not include like a grocery store or anything like that. It would be a licensed drinking establishment, which we have very few in this town.
That's correct. It has a
But,
kind of a limited application in Park City.
Right.
I think the biggest example would be Gillies.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Trying to think, the other bar that's there on 61st Street.
Shenanigans.
Would be included as well. I'm trying to think.
Yes.
That's all I can think of. Okay. Very good. All right. Any other discussion for or against this? I think this is a time to debate this and decide if this is a good plan for our community. John?
Well, my first concern was what it would do for the police department. I talked to the chief earlier. He didn't think it would really require any extra patrolling or enforcement. The other thing I was gonna say, I kind of did some research and looked online at what the television schedule is. And I really don't think it's gonna apply very much at all. Because if I looked at the times right, I think the latest games start at 10 p.m.
Well,
So,
This isn't limited to when the games are on television. I
Right.
mean, there's a lot of fans that if they want to keep going through the night, this authorizes that.
I
So
could
it's-
see
yeah,
that in
okay.
Kansas City, but
So this opens up pre-gaming.
early pre-gaming.
I know right now the police department is fully staffed.
Right.
Which is a big positive for something like this, but. Randy?
I don't have any concerns after listening to Doug and a little bit of a conversation, so I move to approve ordinance 1240-2026, an ordinance permitting the sale and consumption of alcoholic liquor and drinking establishments during the expanded hours during the time of the FIFA 2026 World Cup is held.
Thank you. Troy?
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion on this topic? Okay, seeing none, we'll call the vote. I can do it. if you want.
Randy Bailey,
Aye.
Terry Osborne,
Aye.
Troy Hill,
Aye.
Charles Swinky,
Aye.
John Wells,
No.
Charlie Davidson.
Aye.
Motion passes 5-1 with Councilman Wells voting nay. Okay, next, item 3 is consider ordinance prohibiting the feeding of wild animals within the city limits and declaring a violation of that prohibition a misdemeanor. Doug?
Mayor and council, this is an ordinance that provides some definitions and a structure to prohibit the feeding of wild animals within the city limits. This is in response to some concerns raised by a citizen at the last meeting. This is, I would say, a first stab at it. Sean gave me some assistance with this, and then I put it in the form of the ordinance that you have in front of you. Certainly, any comments that anybody has, this is not a finished product unless you decide it. It could be if you decide that this is sufficient and what you'd like to see. But I'd certainly stand for any questions or suggestions about language in the ordinance or any changes that you think might be appropriate.
John Wells?
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that you did allow for the feeding of birds still.
That's correct.
Okay.
So really, in item A, it says it's okay to feed as long as it doesn't create or result in a nuisance or public health concern.
That's correct. This is it's a difficult needle to thread. You know, I think all of you were here last week or last meeting to hear the concerns of the neighbor. I can't tell you that this will 100% solve all of his problems or any other problems in the city, but we had nothing on the books, and this does give us and our code enforcement people at least a tool to try to prevent this to the extent that it does cause a public nuisance or some danger to the public general health, safety, and welfare of the citizens and their pets within the city.
I'm just gonna throw a couple comments out as devil's advocate, just to make sure this is not just right for prime time, but right for Park City. Because obviously we have city lots and many residents that live in town, but we also have some that are outside of town. And I'm just thinking, like, what about someone that has a squirrel feeder? Now, what's your definition of a nuisance. Some people love to have squirrels, some people can't stand them because they,
Squirrels are not listed on wild animals. The only thing that's listed is raccoons, skunks, possums, coyotes, and similar wildlife. I guess similar wildlife could be
I say they're
interpreted
not
that way.
excluded. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I think that's correct, but we could actually, if you cared about the squirrels, we could make it a little bit, we could also make it certain that nobody could say they are by adding, for example, in subsection 3, where it says that the exception is for the use of bird feeders, I could add language that said in squirrel feeders.
Okay. And I'm just thinking like somebody that puts out deer corn or something like that.
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Somebody that puts out like deer corn, lives on a 5-acre lot or something like that. Would this, I mean, they're not, 'cause we do have,
there could, one way to address that, and we do it in other areas, when we talk about just generally how many animals you can have, is one thing that occurs to me, is we could make an exception for sizes of lots where this is done. And so if you want me to,
I like that.
if we can decide that tonight, that'd be fine, but I probably need to come back next time
Okay.
and stick it in here. But that certainly would be appropriate to the extent that we have properties in the city that are in excess of a certain amount of acres. This doesn't apply to them, or,
I'd say 1 acre or more.
yeah.
Anybody else have,
I think 1 acre's good.
Charles?
If there's a decision to be made by somebody concerning whether or not an animal is a nuisance animal, which I would very quickly assume a skunk would be a nuisance animal. But there's some other animals that somebody may say are not a nuisance and some may say they are. Who is the deciding factor on that if we leave it
Judge.
wide open like
The
that?
judge?
Well, you can be. Now, the language, it's typical lawyer language I put in for wild animals, and that's why there's a little bit of an ambiguity there, Troy, is it's including but not limited to. So that leaves that open. I don't need to say that. If you want to just say wild animals are, and the list there is kind of pretty good candidates, but raccoons, skunks, possums, coyotes,
Armadillo? Armadillos?
armadillos. I don't know that we have, maybe coyotes come through the, I don't think we have anything in the way of wolves or, yeah, that would be, I can certainly do that. And then that doesn't, that answers your question, Charles. Then nobody's the judge. It's whatever it says right here.
Yeah.
Or whatever you add or take out from that list.
Yeah, it might be a good idea to have an obvious list like that are listed, then you can also add to it at any time by the discretion of maybe the codes enforcement officer or the judge or.
Is this a good time to put in feral cats?
That was gonna be my next question.
Yeah,
about
Got
cats?
a point there.
Yeah, we've tried to address that in the animal ordinances.
I mean,
I mean, I haven't heard anything for years, so I kind of assumed we were doing better, but maybe people don't come and tell me one way or the other. That's another one that's a kind of a slippery slope.
It is.
Big pond of quicksand. Once you step into that, it's like you can try, but, and I guess you get, some of my hint here is that this is a little bit like that, but it's not quite as bad, and I think it's a tool for us. And I appreciate the suggestions, and I can bring it back next meeting and include some of those things that kind of tightens it up.
Would we need to put like an exemption for somebody that, say I have a skunk problem and I'm putting food out to trap them?
I'll make trapping an exception. Now, we have some ordinances, and I'm not familiar with them off the top of my head about whether we allow how we allow trapping, but
Okay.
but I'll get with code enforcement, and that's a good idea. Make that an exception.
Charles, are you done?
Yes.
All right, next, John Wells.
My one worry about allowing the squirrel feeders, anything that a squirrel's eating, the raccoons are gonna come after. So then, are you still guilty of feeding the raccoons by default?
You could make them put a sign up.
Squirrels only?
Squirrels only.
You're hitting on the limits, John.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for that.
We'll leave that for the attorney to figure out. All right, let's, we'll look for it next meeting or the one after that, whatever it
Yeah.
takes to put the brain together and bring us something that fits us, but I appreciate, I think the suggestions are good and it'll get us a little closer to where we need to be. So I think on this one here, let's make someone make a motion to take no action. All right, Brandy.
I make a motion to take no action on item 3 tonight.
Troy.
A second.
All right, motion by Brandy, seconded by Troy to take no action. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Motion passes 6-0. We don't need. All right, next, we're done. So we have governing body remarks. We'll start with Charlie.
Appreciate the opportunity to look at the new aquatics facility. I'm excited about that opening up. Appreciate our new rec director. Welcome aboard and look forward to the work you do here to help increase our recreation department.
John.
He stole one of mine. Welcome, Michaela. I'd like to thank the police department, the chief, for everything they do. They do a great job. And also the Public Works Department. I know you guys take a lot of abuse on social media and other places. I think you do a bang-up job. Thank you very much for it.
Charles.
Welcome, Michaela. Really appreciate you taking this job, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of work. But this pool thing, it's greater than what I thought it ever would be. I'm thrilled to death with it, and I appreciate the work that the rest of the city staff has put in on this also. Good.
Very good. Terry.
I have nothing further to add, but welcome, Michaela, and that's, look for good things here.
Troy.
Well, everybody's already took all the good
I
stuff,
know,
so
I know.
I
That's what happens when you're at the end of the line.
really don't have anything.
Okay, Brandy.
I'll just everybody's echo, welcome Michaela, and good job on the design for the roundabout. I do like that. And then just pray for good weather so that pool gets finished, and Donglinger, those gentlemen stay healthy over there so they can get their job done as well.
Absolutely.
All right, very good. Well, I would entertain a motion, non-debatable motion to adjourn. And Troy.
So moved.
And Terry.
Second.
All right, motion by Troy, seconded by Terry. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
That was a loud one.
We're adjourned. Thank you.